KaOS has made a surprising move. After 12 years of shipping with KDE as its defining desktop, the project's latest ISO swaps KDE Plasma for a new Qt/Wayland stack built around Niri and the Noctalia shell. This is a significant test drive of an entirely different desktop approach for a distro long associated with Plasma. KaOS, Plasma's longtime home, just shipped an ISO without Plasma. Why did they do it? What's in the new build? And how will this affect users who love KDE? Let's unpack it. What happened? Short summary. KaOS 2026.02 ships an ISO that replaces Plasma and Kwin with a Wayland compositor and shell combination. Niri 25.11 as the compositor, Noctalia 4.4 as the shell, and Quickshell 0.2.1 as the toolkit for the shell. The release also adopts Limine as the default bootloader and updates the base toolchain and kernel. This change is a deliberate experiment to reduce the distro's dependency on certain system components while keeping a Qt-first experience.
Why the change? The core reason KaOS gives is they want the freedom to explore life beyond systemd. Plasma has tighter ties to systemd and its ecosystem. And while Plasma remains installable from KaOS repositories, the team decided to ship an ISO that avoids Plasma by default so they can test alternatives, including an eventual move to a different init like dinit. Importantly, the 2026.02 ISO still uses systemd for now. The migration away from systemd is an ongoing project rather than an immediate cutover. What's new? New desktop stack, Niri 25.11, scrollable tiling Wayland compositor, plus Noctalia 4.4 shell, plus Quickshell 0.2.1 toolkit. Bootloader. Limine replaces systemd boot as the default in the installer. System base. Kernel/toolchain and core libs were updated in this ISO. You can reference the KaOS release notes for exact package versions. Plasma is not shipped on the ISO, but remains available in the repositories for anyone who prefers it.
Impact. What this means for users and the broader ecosystem. If you're a longtime KaOS user who loves Plasma, nothing is gone forever. You can reinstall Plasma from the repos. But the default experience and the direction of testing have shifted, and that will change what new installs see out of the box. For the distro, the swap allows it to remain Qt-focused while exploring a lighter Wayland shell that doesn't presume systemd. That could appeal to users who want a modern Qt/Wayland experience without some systemd dependencies. For KDE and the community debate around init systems, this move underscores the practical trade-offs maintainers face. Upstream choices in desktop stacks can shape what init systems or other core components a distro can realistically support. Quick tech notes. The ISO still ships with systemd today. Migration to alternatives, dinit, is being tested but not finalized. Limine as default bootloader may affect UEFI installs and those used to systemd boot or grub. If you want to try it, download the KaOS 2026.02 ISO from the official site. Test in a VM first, and remember, Plasma is still available from the repos if you miss it. If you're interested, I'll make a follow-up showing a clean install, how to switch back to Plasma, and a quick tour of Niri/Noctalia. Hit like if you want that, and subscribe for the walkthrough.
Thanks for watching, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for daily videos. Bye.